Hey, I think I got it. We are live on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. So let me put here the questions. And we are going to stay here all in the main room. Can you see the questions in chat?
Yes.
So let's start with the presentations. Just tell me your name, where you're from, your age, how long have you been here in TNT? Tiago.
Okay, good evening, everybody. My name is Thiago. I live in Pará State, in a city called Altamira. It's far from Belém, our main city, 800 kilometers. I am 36 years old. I am married. I am a professor here at the Federal University of Pará. Here I teach how to kill bad plants, how to avoid them in your crop field if you want. And I have 2 dogs. That's it.
Nice to meet you, Thiago. And I just realized that there is other Thiago here in the room. So go on, Thiago Volpi.
Hello guys, good evening. My name is Thiago. I'm 37 years old. I live in Aracaju. I'm married. I have a little boy, Bernardo. He's 3 years old. I'm graduated in accounting and specialist in financial management and auditing consulting. And I have an MBA in project management. Right now, I work in technology company, and I'm here to improve my English to have discuss and understand other people in other company because it's so important for grab the career ladder. Grab the career ladder. That's it.
Very nice. Nice to meet you. And you, Letícia.
Hello, my name is Letícia. I'm living in Porto Alegre. I am 39 years old and I'm a software developer and I'm here to improve my speaking English. And that's it.
Great. Welcome. And you, Heitor.
Hi, everyone. My name is Heitor. I'm 38 years. I'm living in São Paulo. I'm working with IT, married with a little son, and I'm here to improve my English as you, I think. And I have to ask for apologize because my brain's a little lazy today. So maybe I'm not talking very well today. Sorry for that.
Oh, don't worry. It's Monday and it's night, so we are all like this a little bit, I think. And you, Renan.
Hello guys, good evening. My name is Renan. I am 31 years old now, living in Rio de Janeiro, but I was born in Paraná, in a city called Paranaguá. I am a software developer as well, working with mobile development. In my free time, I like to going out with my girlfriend and with my friends as well, and play soccer. And I think that's it.
Nice to meet you. And you, Rossini.
Hello, guys.
I don't know if I pronounce it right.
Yeah, it was right. Good evening. My name is Rossini. I'm living in Florianópolis, Santa Catarina. I work as software developer also, +1 for the team. In my leisure time, I like to do outside sports like cycling, jogging, and so my goal here in TNT is to improve my English also.
Great. So let's start with the questions. The first question is how much of the food that you buy do you think that goes to waste? Let's start with the same order, and then I will choose random. Thiago de Andrade, please.
I have no idea, but I try not to waste the food that I buy. I try to use all the parts as better I can. You know, even the peels, the eggshells, I try to, not I, my wife and I, try to, more she than me, but we try to use it in our plants to fertilize it. I try to prevent some losses with this food.
That's great, great. And you, Thiago Bonfim.
In my house, I don't know exactly, but I guess 50%. But I remember that I read in an electronic magazine that the World Food Program estimated that in Brazil we will see 30% of all food that we have in our home.
Yeah, I think you're frozen. I don't know if it's just for me.
Here for me, yeah, here for me too.
No, now it's back. So okay. Have you finished?
Okay, that's it.
Oh, I think that's a lot, right? I don't know also in my house, but I also think that it's kind of like this. And you, Leticia?
I don't know how much the food, but I think it's for example, fruits and vegetables. I discard the seams and the peels, and the other foods, for example, rice and beans, I'm carefully about this, and meat and the others. But fruits and vegetables, I think I discard more.
Yeah, I think this for products, it's you can like how can I say, save for a long time, right? So
Yes.
yeah. And you, Heitor, what do you think?
Unfortunately, more than I would like, because I have a special problem with chicken. I always take off chicken from the freezer and let on the refrigerator to, I know, unfreezer. I don't know if that's a word, but I always forget the chicken there. So when I realize it maybe past 5-6 days, and I have to take off the chicken and let to the garbage. So I always blame myself for that, because I already had the plate to do in my hand, I forgot the name of head in my head, okay? And I always try to not do that, but I always forgot the chicken, poor chicken.
Oh my. And you, Hannah, do you have the same problem, I think?
I am with Leticia in this case. Talking about me, I don't like vegetables, but I try to eat vegetables sometimes. But most of the time, I have to throw away this kind of food because it got bad. So I think it's a problem that I have. So maybe 10 or 15% of this kind of food, I have to throw it away.
And you, Rossini?
Here at home, it's only me and my girlfriend, and we try to use everything, try to not to throw out stuff. But sometimes, like Leticia said, vegetables, they get rotting, and so you have to throw out the vegetables. I think the main issue is about vegetables. But I think that it probably the number, the percentage must be around 10-20%.
Yeah, I totally agree about the vegetables. I think it is the most common thing that we throw away that we can not save for a long time. And the same here. But yeah, I think anyway, every day that there is a little bit of food that we have to throw away and we not consume, and it's a lot. The second question is, what can restaurants and grocery stores do to waste less food? What do you think, Leticia?
Um, I think the grocery stores, for example, about the vegetables and fruits, the fruits in that take off the price, for example, and but the restaurants, I think it's possible the parts of the food donated to other people's. But I know there is many rules about this, because what's the difference when is the waste and when is the a good food to donate to other people? But I don't have idea the rules, but I know there is. I think it's a better to waste less the food.
Yeah, I didn't have to think about this before. Like here in my city, I already saw some restaurants that give the food for the homeless people that live close to the restaurants, and I think it's a good option, right? When you have a lot of food and not just throw in the trash. And you, Hannah, what do you think? Do you already saw some restaurants and grocery stores doing something?
I agree with you guys. As long as the food is not bad, I think the restaurants can donate to the homeless or poor people. As I said, as long as the food is not bad or is not perishable food. So I think that is the way to waste less food.
And you, Rossini, what do you think?
I don't know exactly, but I think some years ago, the restaurants, they donate more food. But I think that because the laws and rules, uh, I think that they are kind of avoid to give food for homeless, because it may generate a lawsuit or something stuff like that. So I think that currently they just throw away the food. Not sure, but I think so.
Mm-hmm. And you, Jack, both you, what do you think?
Many restaurants, when the customer finish the meal, they put what was at the dish in a plastic package for the people carry on to their house. And others give a discount for who didn't waste food. And some supermarkets donate some foods. But I remember some years ago in Aracaju, some supermarkets had some problems with the municipal laws, because we had a law that the supermarket don't give the some products for donate, because some products can be don't be bad, but the government was preocupados. I don't know how to speak in English. Preocupados. That specific food can be have can be have bad for some people. For some people. So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, it's a good thing to think about. And you, Jack, other than that, what do you think?
Well, at restaurants, as you said, there is this possibility to donate a part that the people don't eat. But there is another alternative. People that raise animals like pigs can collect this food and use it to feed their animals. It is a possibility that avoid this waste, or use it as a fertilizer as well. And at the grocery stores, there is one thing that bothers me a lot when I go to buy potatoes, for example. The potatoes smell bad, you know. And when you see the condition of these potatoes, they are where's the word, wet. They are wet. So this stuff, or the people that work, the employees, don't handle it properly. They wash potatoes. It's not good. I am saying it as an agronomist. It's not good. You will have a lot of losses when you do this kind of thing. But if you don't do that, people don't like to buy. What is the word for sujo? Let me check here. Dirty potatoes, do you know? They don't like to buy dirty potatoes, but the dirt is only soil ground, so it's not a problem to consume that. So avoid to wash potatoes, a good idea, or wash tomatoes, carrots as well.
Yeah, got it. I think that this idea is more using countryside and farms, but is very useful, right? To do this. Anyway, so what do you think?
I think donate is the best option, but I remember also on my wife's company, she works for a fly company, and between the flight they share the food they left on the airplanes with another employees. But one time an employee gets sick because he ate the food, I don't know how to say estragado. So they process the enterprise, and they not allowed anymore to share the food. They just waste all the food they let on the garbage because it's forbidden to share that. So I think maybe the restaurants can be face the same problem to donate with this food, and someone have problems. I think that's the reason then some laws do not allow that kind of donation.
Yeah, it's something to think about, right? Because when you just give the food, you don't know exactly how it was cooked and what they put on the food. So yeah, it's a good thing to think before to share foods, and especially when it's something like that was leftovers, right? So yeah. The third question I think is very similar to the first one, so I go to the question number 4. Okay. The question number 4 is, how does improper food storage lead to food waste? Aiton already said about the the chicken that it was he put in the refrigerator, right? So go on, Aiton. What do you think about this improper storage of the food?
I think I'm not the right person to answer that because yeah, this is my main problem of waste food. So I think it's hard. I never think about how to organize the food on refrigerator or on our, I don't know, armarios. I forgot the word for that, but I have to search a little more about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this the way that you have to storage the food, it impacts a lot in this waste problem. And what do you think, Chad?
I think when the food aren't in right storage temperature, for example, meat, yogurt, fish, or when the grocery don't check the due date of the foods. Yeah, that's it.
And you, Chad, on that, what do you think?
Basically, the same things that that guy said, and I would add the potatoes and vegetables examples, but we can think another level in warehouses when you don't storage soybeans, beans in a good way, when you are not concerned with the temperature, moisture, it can lead to food waste, but in another level.
And you, Hannah?
Some day ago, I was watching TV and I see that in a TV show that have a guy and a chief of kitchen that turns off the fridge when he was going out, or the expediente its ends. So I think these ways, I'm not a specialist, so but I have to say that it is a kind of bad way to storage food, because when you turn off the fridge and all the food that is necessary to be freezing, I think this is a bad way to store the food.
Yeah, I think the same, especially when you're talking about companies and this kind of restaurants and markets that keep food. So yeah, and you will see.
I think that the main issue is about temperature at storage. So some restaurants or supermarkets, sometimes they try to save some money with electricity bills and turn it off the refrigerator in the night, and so the food get rotting faster. I think another cause of waste food is that commuting food. So when we have to transport in the trucks, I think we lost a lot of food, main vegetables and salads. So I think it's possible to improve in these both factors.
Yeah, that's right. And you, Letícia, what do you think? Do you agree?
I agree with Rossini. Yes. And I remember once, a long time ago, I was in a restaurant and the meat was bad taste because the meat I think it's the meat freezing again and again, many times. And I agree with Rossini about the temperatures and the refrigerators in the grocery store and the restaurant. A lot of time turn off in the night because the pay electricity it's very higher. It's higher and it's a bad kind of the storage food.
Oh, that's the thing for us to think about before going to a restaurant. To see how they save the food. That's the question number 5. Do you think food waste will still be a major problem 20 years from now? Yeah, I think this is an interesting question because our style of lifestyle about food, everything is changing now. There is more fast food, and I don't know if fast food. I think so, right? Like there is more about this problem because it's just a fast food that you're going to throw away the things the rest. So what do you think about in the future? Rossini, what do you think?
I think that it's going to be, this problem is be lesser, because we have a lot of technology. Probably in the future we are going to have more technology about sensors. We call it IoT. So probably if there it's going to have some kind of alerts in the refrigerator that oh, your food is getting rotten, so something like that. And beyond that, people are younger people are cooking at each time. Younger people are cooking less, so they won't have this problem because they won't have to buy food. They won't cook anymore. So I don't know, but I think the technology is going to help us with this problem.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I hope so in the future. And you, Hannah, what do you think?
It's an interesting question, but I don't think that food waste will be the major problem. I think that the lack of the food will be a problem. We are passing through wars, and the humankind is about passing through the many wars in the world. And I think that the lack of food is more, it's a possibility more than the food waste, because I think there will be a lack of food in the future. That's my opinion.
And Thiago Andrade, do you agree? What do you think?
Yes, I agree with these two scenarios that my colleagues put on the table. On one hand, we have this situation that Hossein said, sensors, artificial intelligence saying us you need to consume your food as soon as possible. And we have this another scenario that Rena told us about the prices. I guess in the future, food waste will shrink, but not because because the concern of people, but because the prices of production, food production, so it will be more. It will be the price will be higher. So people will waste less than now.
Anyway, so what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Rossini. Maybe the technology could be solve that problem in the future. But I think when we talk a near future, maybe delivery could solve that, because you're able to ask just something, then you're able to eat in that moment. You don't have to cook or keep the food on your refrigerator. Just take a plate of food and eat and finish. So I think delivery can resolve a little of that concern we have to waste food.
And your opinion, Leticia?
I agree with all, and I think it's a problem when the governments and the other ONGs, for example, will talk more about this, because I agree about the lack of the food, and in the future I think it's a big problem about this. But when you talk about the rich country, I think it's not will be a problem, but in the poor country, it will be a problem because if the government don't think about this, I think they will be more food waste in the future.
And you, Thiago Bonfim, what do you think?
In my opinion, I hope no, but I think yes. As Rossini talked, we have made a lot of kinds of technology that will help us to don't waste food. But we are human beings, and unfortunately, we just turn off the faucet when we don't have water. So I think we will have a large problem yet in future with the food.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think maybe in the future, the problem was not of just waste of the food. The lack of the food just, would be a big problem. The next question, number 6. What can the average person in a health country do to reduce food waste? I don't know, what do you think?
I think they store food appropriately and buy only what they want to eat. I think it's a way to reduce food waste, or make a plan or a list that you have to buy only the food that you will eat. So I think these are two or three examples that these people can do to reduce the food waste.
And you, Letícia, what do you think?
I think there is a little research about to use the parts of the fruits and the vegetables when you waste in the future, and I think it's if it's a common in the families, I think it's a better to reduce the food waste. For example, you use other parts of the food. It's not common, but in the future, I think it will be a common.
And you, Thiago Bonfim, what do you think?
I think that have caution is the correct word, because it's very easy for me speak something when I have the bread in my table, but I think that could be he or she without anything to eat. When we think such this action, we can win this battle. That's it.
And you, Rossini, what do you think?
I think that they have to be more aware of what they have inside the refrigerator and what they need, because outside the food used to be more cheaper, so sometimes they don't care too much about although they don't need to worry too much about food, etc. And so the waste is bigger than here in Brazil, that as we are a poor country, have to be more cautious about food, etc. So I think that if they are more aware of what they have inside the refrigerator and what they need, probably the waste would be much less. lesson.
Anyway, so what do you think?
I agree with Hannah. Maybe a list could solve that, or maybe increase the time then some people go to the supermarket just to buy for what they consume in a week, for example, not to take a huge purchase for a month or two, and have more concern about not waste food, I think is the principle.
And Thiago, you had?
Yes, all these things are good ways to avoid or to reduce food waste, but I guess education is a good thing as well. Teaching children not to waste food. So I guess it is another way to prevent.
And that is also an important thing because children is the more selective with the food. The next question is what can be done with the food that is not fit for human consumption? Thiago Andrade already said a little bit about give to pig and how can I say like
Stage.
yeah. Do you have other ideas?
Okay, there is interesting, but we would need a lot of food, but it is also a possibility. I don't know if you know, it is possible to generate energy with waste, food waste, or waste, animal waste, producing biogas, you know. So it is possible to use it to generate energy as well.
Yeah, I think I already heard about this. Maybe it's a good thing for the future, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is already used in some country or something like this, like more, but I think it's a very good thing. What do you think, Thiago? Bonfim?
For me, it's simple. We can use as fertilizer. It's a good fertilizer for the I don't know how to say in English, soil. You can use the soil, and it's a good for can thrive the vegetables, the fruits, and the others foods for us to us.
Yes, that's simple and a good thing. And Heitor, what do you think?
I agree with both Thiagos. I think, but I think we have to concern more how to use our fields, what we plant in that. For example, I don't know, maybe just have some laws to rule that thing. You have to be a huge percent of fields which are consumable food. I don't know if that's right, but I don't know. That's my opinion.
And Letícia, what do you think?
Tiago de Andrade talks about the make the energy about the food, and I think Japan there is a project about this and about the garbage, and I think it's a good idea in the future because if you think you use energy all your life all the time, and it's possible to use the food when you don't use for human consuming.
And in you, Hannah, what do you think?
I agree also with both Thiago's. Energy and fertilizers are good ideas, but I can add another way. If the food is not so diseased or deteriorated, I think we can use for animal feed like pigs. I don't know. It's another idea that I can show up here.
And you, Rossini, do you have other ideas? Do you agree?
No, I don't have any new ideas. I agree with them. What I know is that what I thought was about feed animals and fertilizers. About biodigester also, I have already heard that is used to generate electricity. I think that's it.
In that question number 8, do you like leftovers? What are your favorite leftover if you have one? In my house, it's very common. Like you eat in the dinner what you cook in the in the lunch. Então, what do you think?
Actually, I'm looking for what is leftovers. I don't have any idea what that
The meaning of the word
leftovers.
is the food that rests. You know, like.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I got it. I love pizza, freezing pizza. It's amazing. And I don't know. I think pastel is the same in English. I think that
Wait,
two
I
are
don't
my
know if-
favorite.
I don't know if there is a translation for pastel, right?
I think it's like banana. It's the same.
The question number 10, 10, no, 9. Have you ever eat something past it is something past its best before date? I think pizza is a kind of like this, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And you Letícia, what do you think?
It was common in my family to like leftovers or to use leftovers, and for example in Porto Alegre it's very common to use the rest of the barbecue in the other day to cook with the rice, and it's a new food, carreteiro. And I like it. It's not a problem for me. And the pizza, I think it's better. And the other, it's egg with anything in the rest in our fridge, in our refrigerator.
But the egg new, right? Like
Yes, egg
oh.
new. Yeah, no, not the old. No,
Yeah, I
egg
was
new,
thinking-
but the rest of the rice, it's
Yeah.
used to.
Yeah, I think for me it's one of the best things, you know, like when you mix everything and put egg in the middle.
Yes.
And you check Andrade. I saw that you was agreeing when she said
Yeah. Cold pizza is a unique meal. But I also like to eat it with soda without gas, like guarana. It's the best. It's a great breakfast.
Oh, this I can I cannot agree. And you see,
I agree with Heitor. My favorite leftover is pizza the following day. And I disagree with Thiago Andrade. I think that soda and without gas it's so sweet that I don't like it.
But only with pizza.
Yeah, pizza. Yeah.
With this kind of pizza, cold pizza and soda
Okay.
without
So
gas.
yeah, you convinced me.
They are a couple.
in this case, he have a point. And you check Buffy.
I agree with Thiago Andrade and Leticia. Pizza and Leticia spoke arroz carreteiro. Yeah. Yeah.
I think I don't know what arroz carreteiro. But I will look for it. And you, Renan?
To me, it depends. If we are talking about desserts like cake or pudding, I think it's a good leftover. Pizza as well. But when we are talking about rice or beans, I think it's not, to me, for me, it's not a good leftover. I think pizza, cake, another types of desserts is a good choice.
The cake for me is one of the best thing because I just put it in the refrigerator, right? There. And the next day when I forgot and I went to something sweet, I looked at this. Oh my! I used to have cake. It's the best. I think we have 10 minutes more, so very quickly. The question number 10: why it is important to know where foods came from? Letícia, what do you think?
True. I think, seriously, I don't think about this, but I think it's my common from is the supermarket, the grocery, for example. And if there is the farm A or B, it's not a problem, but the grocery, it's a problem. And I think the conservation about this food, it's more important for me, and not if the first origin.
And you, Rocinho, what do you think?
So I think that there is, if you care about pesticides, it may be important to know their origin. And another thing that, at least at my house, we not care about the origin, but we like to see the product labels and everything, because my girlfriend is celiac, so we have to check the labels in order to check if there is gluten or not. So we get used to some brands that we know that there is no gluten, etc.
And you, Renan?
I think it is important because all the kinds of foods, processed foods, or all the kinds of foods, you have to know, for example, the brand, like Hossein said. For example, we know here in Brazil that Sugar União is a good choice, but I don't think Sugar Renan Soares is a good choice. And I think you have to understand that and make the good choice in this case.
And Thiago Bonfim, what do you think?
I think that to check if this food have been prepared hygienically, or the food didn't came from slave labor, something like that.
And Neto, your opinion?
I'm in the same situation of Leticia. I never think about that. I'm not concerned. Maybe just how the food was stored in the right conditions, probably. But I never think about where they came from, unfortunately. So.
Yeah, I was thinking the same, but with the other question about like the restaurant or something that Leticia eats, that they turn off and like every day the food. Now I think I would think about this before. And you, Thiago André. Oh, Leticia, if you want to complete.
No, yes, because I think the conservation of the food, it's, for me, it's more important, but in this time, I think it's bad. And I agree with one people said about this, the slave work about this food, for example. I think it's a bad idea, And almost of the times I more people when it's vegetarian thinks more about this and the other people's.
And Thiago?
I think that is important to prevent quality issues, bad storage condition or things like that. But I also think about when you are buying organic food, it is a good idea to know the farmer because of that you will be security or safety about the food. It is really organic or not. So knowing the origin is very important. There is a word for that that is related, I guess, traceability. You can check all the steps of the food production chain.
Interesting. I think I never heard about this before. Very nice. So guys, I want to thank you all for coming today, for participating in this conversation. It was a very interesting topic, very nice conversation. I just put on a chat the link for you to leave comments, suggestions, what you think about the conversation in general, the topic, give suggestions of the topic for the next conversations. And I hope to see you soon. And here in English, we also have other languages, Spanish, Italian, French, if you want to enjoy us. It will be very nice. And I hope to see you next week in this meeting with Isabella. I think she will be back in her meeting. And thank you all for coming. Good night.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a nice week.